The ugly decision to override the appointment of Lady Archer, Geoffrey Archer's wife, as chairman of the Royal Parks. This is an appointment that is in the gift of the DCMS, and the DCMS, admittedly, run by quite a long range, a long chain of twits under the last years of the Conservative government. Now under Lisa, what's her name? Nandy. Lisa Nandy. Previously under Liz Fraser. It seems wrong that when somebody is appointed, simply because there's a change of government, that appointment is rescinded. Now, there's a person called Grossman who's done 2 4-year terms, and he's expected to stay on. It makes him sound a bit like Mr. Putin, frankly. And it's sort of inappropriate. And Caroline Dinenage had said, she was the chair of the Commons Culture, Media, Sport Committee, said Lady Archer has the qualifications and experience for this role. And the chief executive of the Royal Parks said so himself. And yes, maybe she was unlikely to be a big Labour Party donor or buy designer clothes for the Prime Minister's wife. But it's disappointing that the government has made this ill-judged and spiteful decision. And it's very difficult to see it as anything other than spiteful. Lucy Fraser is the name of the previous DCMS minister. And Michelle Donnellan, and before that, Nadine Dorries. Each one basically inadequate, but nevertheless, their job to make this decision. And in the same way, Rishi Sunak had appointed General Gwyn Jenkins as National Security Advisor, and Sir Keir Starmer has cancelled that as well. It's ugly, and it's inappropriate. And I think Lloyd Grossman, the fellow with the rather strange voice who had been the presenter of MasterChef, I don't quite understand what his qualification was to have this job in the first place. I'm sure he's done it very well for 8 years. It was time for a change. This shouldn't be a subject of political ping pong, and it's demeaning and rather distasteful. I'd love to know what you think. Are we getting to a point in British politics where an incoming government has control over all of the people who are appointed to positions of importance in the country, a sort of American system or indeed a Russian system? Or are we going to continue recognizing that whoever is in place continues in place, particularly in the civil service, and gets on with the job? I think that idea is a really good idea. It served us very well for a long period of time, and I don't think it should be challenged in this way. London's Royal Parks are not really a political issue, and this is as I say, yeah, it's spiteful on the one hand, and it flags up the incompetence of the Digital Culture, Media and Sport Ministry. This is a ministry that should really be doing a bigger job. It should be looking after the health and the well-being of people in the arts, in the entertainment industry, in the sports industry, and it's not doing so. There are so many issues which are important, and yet it's messing around with Lady Archer. Shocking.